There is much talk these days about the psychopath or sociopath, the public official, billionaire, or CEO who talks about all the good things they're doing while privately scamming and scraping as much personal power, wealth, and influence as they can gather and doing little else of consequence. That narcissist who believes he is far more impressive than he is, who believes that he is brilliant, stunning, and awesome and tells everyone about that at every opportunity. This class of person desperately seeks top positions in society and will do anything to keep others from getting in their way. Yes, sadly, these are the people who run our world. And it is amazing that we can keep things running in spite of these self-serving clowns. We have to clean house and rid ourselves of these overbloated buffoons. But what would be the psychology and manner of the people who actually would be suited to lead? Those leaders might have some very contrasting qualities. While they must be confident and decisive, they must have a grinding awareness that they don't know everything, and they might be wrong. Only with that overbearing fear of being wrong would they tend to search outside themselves for what is right. We tend to trust our opinions and judgment. We tend to hold on to principles that used to work well but may not work as well today. We are all creatures of the past, and the world is moving faster than most people can keep up with. So in the leaders, what is needed is not just the sense that they don't know everything, but that what they do know could be completely wrong. Only with that particular insecurity and constant need for updating and correction will leaders' decisions and plans be relevant, practical, and timely. That quality, that fear of being wrong, hardly exists in the halls of leadership. If their objective is to make the world better, they would constantly inquire, observe, adjust, and adapt. If their objective is simply to promote themselves and accrue wealth, they can do that easily from any position of leadership, and they have no need to find out what is going on in the real world around them. Any good leader must have true curiosity and empathy, a respect for the needs and views of others. It may not be possible to have that odd combination of confidence but fear of being wrong. To be open to new circumstances while being able to convert that stream of information into effective plans, decisions, and actions. We have this denigrating expression for the politicians who change their mind, flip-flopping. With the pace the world is moving today, how could someone never change their mind? Yes, there must be underlying principles, ethics, values, which are served and honored, but there is another layer of technology, competition, social dynamics where things are very fluid. Perhaps the best leader possible would be not one, but two people. An older person who has learned the lessons of integrity, and a young person who is sharp and agile and able to process and master all kinds of new information. Could that old person respect the crazy new ideas of the young person? Could that young person respect the experience and collected wisdom of the elder? If so, that would be a powerful team, a very powerful leadership team. It would have to be a relationship of mutual respect where the young person wants to show the older person their worth, and the older person wants the younger person to succeed. But this violates all of our ideas about executive management. Any disagreement between the two could result in a logjam. But I say, that's why corporations have boards or a committee to function as tiebreaker or conflict resolver. When the team of two stalls, the board puts it straight with a vote and they all move on. Well, this may work very well in a corporate context, but sadly, it would not work in public office. We only elect one face at a time. We put one person at the top of the pyramid. And public policy is codified, stale, and difficult to fix when it's bad or outdated. We certainly cannot update our public policies on a regular basis. Without that updating, our system gets crusty and broken rather quickly. And of course, any policy can be bad right from the beginning. For instance, our incumbents have gradually enacted all kinds of policies to give political advantage to incumbents. They have given themselves all kinds of perks and powers. They can act in secrecy. They don't have to be held accountable. They have immunity from prosecution. They don't have to obey the laws that they pass for us and such things. As a result, we no longer have any mechanism to force public officials to serve the public interest. Voting doesn't do it. Petitions don't do it. Protests don't do it. The only thing that does it is bags of money from lobbyists, but that only serves the special interests, not the public. This business of voting once every 4 years and expecting things to go our way the rest of the time is a fool's game. Public service used to be somewhat honorable. Those days are long gone. It is obvious that public service has been turned into a game of fleecing the taxpayer, penalizing and imprisoning people, turning public resources, tax revenues in the wrong direction, and basically treating the public as servants and slaves to the government. The best we can do today is stay out of view of government, and when government comes into our view, find some way to send them away as quickly as possible with as little damage as possible. Upon viewing the corruption, dysfunction, and waste of government, what could we possibly expect from them in terms of service or performance? What we get from government today is taxation, bullying, neglect, and arrogance. Government has pretty much lost its utility. Government secrecy, our lack of access, lack of service, makes government a massive dead weight on society. If you are in government, you know exactly what I mean. You may not know what it feels like to deal with government from the outside, but you know that government is no longer working as a benevolent servant to the people. So we need to change our views on public leadership. We need to admit to ourselves that there are some aspects of our lives where we do not need public leadership or any government at all. We are perfectly capable of leading ourselves. When government fails to work for us, fails to serve us, fails to earn our tax contributions, fails to open its doors and its books for us, fails to show us value for our investment, we need to send them away. To defund them, vote them out, recall them, secede, reform. Sometimes we must prosecute them. And we must get some prosecutors who will do that. Prosecutors tell us they're tough on crime. Well, what about the criminals inside government? When was the last time any prosecutor focused on that problem? If we believe that our public servants actually want to serve us anymore, we are just fooling ourselves. Until we bring about some major changes, we will be paying for whatever those self-serving sociopaths want to do to us. They talk about the Great Reset, which is the idea that those who have failed should be in charge of the rebuild and stay in power as if they never screwed up in the first place. It is we who should be doing a reset, not the failed elites. We must turn government into something we love and use, something that does what we ask it to do and stops inventing privilege for itself. We must come out and let government know that we are not happy with what they are doing. Let them know what we expect them to do. When government acts like it is in charge, we need to remind them that we are in charge, and they exist for no other purpose than to do what we require. We must each do something to reshape our government, because when we are not doing that, it tends to get badly out of shape.
Please support these videos by visiting our sponsor page at preparewithjerry.com for our top quality, long-term storage, emergency food. We work with the nation's top supplier, which has delivered several million orders to homes just like yours. And we do mean long-term storage. With one order, you have emergency food lasting up to 25 years, as near as your closet or pantry. These food kits can get you and your family through any difficulties that may lie ahead. We update preparewithjerry.com regularly with seasonal discounts and special packages. Having food storage at hand is more than insurance. It is peace of mind. Go to preparewithjerry.com. preparewithjerry.com.